today is the 3rd of June and I want to show you what I've finished yesterday. So, my big reveal. It's not a picture drawing, it's a real thing. So, let's look over. I finished all of the top. It doesn't look like I've done much at all, but it's because it was like a backstitching and scatter places. So like you can already tell the little branches here extending, and those straight stitches or back stitches are on the trees here also. And this is what my Lady Chateau is looking. And if you notice, I put my initials and the year in here. So hopefully it's not really draws the eye, but I want it to be seen if I look at it. And this is the left side looking like, and the people. So yeah, it was fun to stitch. It still needs to be washed, of course, after just over 2 years. I've started this on May 5th, 2019. So just tiny bit over 2 years, like almost a month. And my dimensions kit is finished, so it's very exciting. And we'll see how it looks after I wash it. All those French knots, back stitching, straight stitching, and half stitches, full stitches, all are in here. Also the towers have like lightning, I guess, those for lightning spikes in here. And don't know what's that supposed to be. Maybe like antenna or for TV and things like that, or maybe a lightning rod too. But that's done, and whew, it's always fun to get the finish, especially after few year wait. So that's done. I marked it off already on my list, and actually I grabbed something else yesterday night. And it's this linen and threads 2017 mystery sampler. I think I took a glance on it online right now, and it's now can be purchased as a whole thing on their website. Something it's called with the rabbits. I don't remember exactly, but I'll put it down below. So all I did last night is actually those inside this big box, those W's and T's looking. So I figured the next area here, that's the August part still. August part 2, and there's gonna be 3 colors involved for that part that I picked, and you're gonna see more progress through today too. So that I needed to stitch on my Magical Stitches homework, and I'm using that for other groups and challenges and games. So that's what I've done last night, and this is where I'm starting this morning. So that's my oldest whip, much older, well, at least a little bit older than my Lady Chateau. So it's gonna be interesting to see when I finish this, because there's no rush for me to stitch. I started in February 17, 2017. So just a few months older than its sibling, the Chateau Dimensions. So we'll see how far I get until I stop with this piece. Oh my goodness. And across the street.
Oh, it's so cute.
And here it is, the second day passed, and this is what I got right now. So all the other 2 colors are fully done, which was this sort of like a purplish, and as you can see, the stems I've done along with the border like this going around. It's this color is a bit different than like border, the straight lines around, and the only thing is left now is to kind of do the flower itself. So it's just like a little bit middle part, and like a 6 of these petals coming out. So that's all it's left to do. So another day, maybe full day, and it would be done. But I'll leave that for the next time because I want to get on with one of my also fairly old but full coverage, and that would be my lion, or What's This by Heaven and Earth Designs. And right now, as of now, it's 77.7% done. So as you can see, I reached all the way to the bottom. It's a little bit longer than my typical like 3 by 5 block, but this way I can already have it all done and I don't have to go for another bottom like a half row. So as you see, it's already in the frame and I can continue. And by my calculations right now, I have about 2,500, I'm sorry, 20,500 stitches left in this area. And if I want to finish it by end of New Year, this year, by New Year, I have to stitch like almost 3,000 stitches, so 2,900 or something. So let's round up 3,000. So if I do each month 3,000, by the end of the year, I would have this whole thing done. And I thought that would be a very nice gift to give my son, who's this for. He asked for this lion, and that's when his birthday is. So that would be very nice to do. So what do you think, guys? Can I make it? Yeah, it's very, very tempting. So we'll see how it goes, how the upcoming months gonna happen. But I might strive actually for that. What do you think? Should I go for it, or put more effort in all of my babs and just push all of them together further along? So let me know below. So this is where I'm starting, and just gonna, as you can see, there's some stitches that are loose, empty in there, so it's not filled in this area. And after that, it's gonna be just going down and slowly moving up. So I'm curious if I'm gonna find in this area another color ending, because I've done already some finished colors in my color palette, and we'll see if something in here shows up too. So I'm planning to spend at least a few days on this one too, and I guess we'll see in a second how it turns out. Well, today is June 7th, and I'm showing you what I've done in the past 3 days. So by program, it says I have 82.5% done. So if I go just a little bit over 2 more blocks, it's gonna be halfway through the this last giant row. So let's look a little bit closer. I've been kind of taking one area and trying to fill up and taking another. So I'm doing also height wise in couple blocks too. So this is what it's all done right now and filled up, and I kind of try to finish up loose parked threads in here, so that's why you can still see some empty spots, because that's where next color is going to be, but you can see parked in here and some going to be extra there. So this is where I'm decided to stop, and I believe I did in total for this work what's about 63 maybe days, if you calculate from beginning to now, when I stitch a full day. And of course, it's more than 2 months been going on, but this is what it looks like right now, and I love it. It was hard to stop actually for me, and today is the 7th, so I want to start something new, because it's supposed to be a good day to start a new project, and that's one of the projects that I need to start as soon as possible. So let's go see what I picked. And here I picked another design from Disney Princesses by Stitcher's Lover Shop. And first one was my Pocahontas that I've done in 1 month. And the next one, the second one that I have is, oh no, Rapunzel. I forgot the name for a second. So that's my second Disney princess that I offered to stitch. And I just got my fabric edges done. Finished and put it on a frame. Got all my 10 colors that it will require, and I'm all ready to stitch and put the calculated where the needle is. That's where it's gonna be, like middle of the top, and I'm ready to stitch. So it's not gonna be done within this month most likely, but I'm hoping to put some good dent in it. So let's check it out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today is the 16th of June, and 10 days, what was it? Yeah, about the 10 days, 9 actually days later, and my Rapunzel, or as we know, movie Tangled, is all done. So almost 9,700 stitches done. I did that all without any stopping because I used it as the only whip that I brought to my mother-in-law's house while I was working there and staying. So that's what I've was able to stitch only, and glad that it's all finished. Although it's, as you know, for me, after 3 days, kind of, it's already my fingers itching to stitch something else, some different project. But since I brought only this one, I was forced to stitch on this one, and I got a finish. So it's a good and bad thing. So it was, fairly easy to stitch on, and as you can see, there's not humongous amount of colors, but some of them are blends in between each other, and it's again, but it had to be stitched on the 14th count, and as you can see, there's lots of black. I still would have preferred with more than two threads, but according to well, not the rules, but our like a mutual group agreement on all those different patterns from Princess series, we're all stitching with two threads. So you can tell, the couple sitting in the boat here, and there's moonlight kind of getting reflection, and those are lanterns like from the movie, and the stars that she remembers it. So well, actually there's a moon, that can be a sun reflection here, but this is what the whole thing looks like, and I need to stitch my like first name, I think, and town name, like we supposed to do on all of those projects for Angel Quilt, and need to figure out how to put it down, and what size and stuff like that. So this is my second project that I've finished for Angel Quilt project, and let me pull out the first one. So here they are. So you can see that color palette was totally different between Pocahontas and Rapunzel. And there's a lot of earthly tones for Rapunzel. Pocahontas. Lots of blacks, browns, several shades of browns. So you can kind of tell that there's a different brown than like this one. And slightly different than the black, but just a little bit lightness in like a top of her head, because they both shaped as their own heads. And this one is way more colorful and stripy, and very interesting hair kind of curling up, curling down, I would say. So need to put the things down below on both of them, wash them, and they would be ready to send. So very exciting. I've been planning to stitch something for this project for a while, and this opportunity came up with something totally new that they James requested it, and I was very happy to oblige. So this is all done. Like I said, you can do less time consuming each day, probably in a couple of weeks, if very, very relaxed, maybe 3 weeks, but you can figure out how many stitches you can do a day. So like I said, it's almost 3,700 stitches, 3670 or something like that, similar. at least for this one. So this is done, and I've decided to grab my George, and because it's time for him to show up. My George, I'm stitching again. If you don't remember, or like you're here first time, it's a giant project, and I'm stitching just like about this size corner of the sky. And this is my almost last row, so this is row 9, and as you can see, this is how much it's gonna be on row 10. So I'm always almost halfway through row 9, a full row 9, and the one column is about 600 almost stitches. So I'm gonna continue going in that, and the whole thing is just like what I call it, my lovely blob, and just grays and blues colors mixed in. But I think more blue is gonna be popping out towards the bottom if you look at the picture. So we'll see how it goes. So I'll meet you again probably in a few days. Well, today is already evening, like almost 10 o'clock on the 18th, and actually I haven't put in even one stitch today, which I'm planning to fix that mistake problem. The only thing I've done today is just work around the house, clean up, and organize a little bit more, slightly differently, my craft area where all my stitching stuff is, etc., and going through some of like magazines and things like that. So as you can see, I've done on the past few days, what's that, like almost like 2.5 days I've been stitching on a George. So I think I went exactly at least the amount that I wanted to do for that time. And from what's left, I calculated if I do like about 34, maybe 100 stitches a month, I'll be done by the end of December, this whole area. So as you can see, the bottom row still a small one, just hanging around in the bottom, and just kept going, and I went past my middle point, which was like right here. So I know it's the middle point of the row is already done, so I passed that. And yeah, so this is the famous painting that we're stitching, and I figured I don't show it enough for you guys to see that. So my piece of the sky is the sky, and I'm setting this aside because I have obligations to stitch other pieces. And here it is. It's my spoiled child by now she changed in just Astra, and this is what it looks like right now. So the row is like that, and this is where I'm starting. See if I can finish the whole thing. It's what, 1 2 3 4 5 times 4, it's about almost 2,000 stitches, so maybe I'll make it all the way there, and that would be great because that would mean the whole row is over. So we'll see you in, I guess, a few days. Well, today already is 22nd, so I want to show you what I've done, mostly like up to yesterday. Today I just put in a few extra stitches that I needed for some of the games to do, and let's see what we have. So this is again a spoiled child, and I finished my first row. As you can see, kind of the colors are all just more blending in the darkness, sort of like, because it's a corner. So Commode is finishing, and you can see some kind of interesting detail happening in here. So when you look at the picture, that little round thing happening right this area, so there's something going on here. And I actually already started the second row. Since it's such a long piece, you can see already finished little corner in that row, and it's after that it's gonna be something way too boring to stitch, nothing very interesting, just like a lighter plain wall. So I'm going again 5 blocks down, and seems like by this piece that the block is gonna finish right where this shelf end. So when you look at the second row, it's gonna be probably just this first little thing. I still don't know what that is exactly. If something bigger, I would say some from birdcage or something, but it's not. So probably gonna be touching a little bit of the second one here, and it's gonna be more of this piece of furniture. So this is where it looks like right now. It's you have to look at it from further away, of course, but it's gonna be getting lighter colors. As it is like here, but it's still going to be all murky, and that's where I'm gonna leave it off until July month, and we're already getting towards the end of June, so probably not gonna see that for 2 or 3 weeks again. But let me move it out of the way. I want to show you what it looks like. I can't even get it fully in. So this is what the whole row front top row looks like it, and it's gonna be many years probably if I go at the same speed and compared to my hand, right? So it's one of my biggest pieces, and I'm enjoying stitching. So still, of course, it's going to be much more fun when main character is going to show up in here, and it's going to be more color mixes probably, but I'm excited to get on with that. So that's where I'm leaving, and I'll show you what I'm pulling out next. And next, I'm just gonna grab this as my new start, because I need to start a few things this month. And since it was the Father's Day on the weekend, I didn't have time to start it. It's gonna be my secret gift for my husband eventually, because he's a big Doctor Who fan. So I got this pattern on Etsy. I believe the lady's company is called Stitchline. I'll put it the information below. I'm hoping she still sells them. I haven't checked yet. But this is very plain, you know, there's no facial features, and I was debating what count of fabric to pick and looked at the sizing, and then I decided I'm just gonna grab 25 count, and I'm gonna try to stitch over one. So it's gonna be like a 7.5 tall by 3 and almost a quarter skinny, so it could sit on his desk at work or at home, and you can see it. It's going to be a lot of words, empty spaces, so it shouldn't take that long to stitch. So we'll see how much I can do, maybe like in 1 day or so. I just want to start it this month, and this was one of the pieces of fabric that I received as a donation to me by somebody whose relative died. So this kind of older one, Zweigart, as you can see, and it's not pure cotton, it's half cotton and almost half viscose and Lugana. So it's a whitish color, and I just cut it, and I need to kind of go around the edges. Maybe I'll overlock it if I can figure out how to work the machine. Serger, so we'll see, or otherwise I'll just use my regular sewing machine and just do the zigzag and straight lines, and I'll get back to you with my progress on Doctor Who. And well, it's the very next day, and you see that I've done over 1100 stitches, although like compared to my little fingers, which I've been pricking and pricking, I've done over one on this 24 5 count Lugana, and you can already read the words, and I will never, and it's gonna be ever stop. So I've done from middle and slowly gonna go up, but as I promised myself, I'm gonna stop this with just good days stitching, because it's time, and I'm running out of time to stitch on something that I have a challenge for. So let's move this aside, and see what I'm talking about. And it's my Two Kings by pattern by Astra, and it's Lithuanian composer's painting, composer painter Čiurlionis. And that's the picture, of course, is much brighter than the pattern itself, and this is where I'm going to be starting. So I was so excited to have the first row done, and as you can see, it's not that wide project. This time way smaller than my spoiled child, so this should go much faster. And I already have 48.4% of this done. So where I'm gonna continue, of course, is this the second row, and again I took the 5 blocks down, so it's like 500 approximately stitches as the one column, and I'm gonna be continuing then and leaving parking threads. So I'll continue again with the hair and the jacket or coat or whatever regal kings had in those days or in this painting, and slowly gonna be going, so I don't know, maybe like around here, slowly gonna be much more brighter colors here to go towards the slide. So I have to stitch minimum 2,000 stitches in here, so I'm planning to finish, because it's like 1 2 3, so that's like would be 1,500 if it was empty, so maybe up to here. I need to finish it, and I have what, like 3 days to do that, and then maybe after that I'll have some little small project to finish off the month, but we'll see if this sucks me in like every other project, because I still want to start something new as a third new whip for this month, so we'll see how it's gonna go. But this is where I'm starting right now, and this unfinished thing is just kind of driving me nuts to look at. So I want to kind of finish off this part. So I'll see you in a couple days for me, and for you it's going to be just a blink of an eye, and we'll meet up then. Well, today is already 29th of June, and it's today and tomorrow only left till the end of this month. So yesterday I stopped finally stitching on my Two Kings, and sadly I did not do a lot what I thought it would be. I mean, you can see that I finished that area that had some scatter stitches and finish up a little bit more, but I didn't do even extra. It's just over 2,200 done in all those days that I've worked, and the reason for that was because I was also watching I don't know what you call it, telenovelas, mini-series of other Chinese I think it was made in China shows, fantasy shows, and that really puts me off the stitching because I have to read the subtitles for that. But I've still been stitching, so you can see that the hair is ending like around here, and the light of this king's left shoulder is already coming out, and that's where I think I'm gonna that's where the line stops, I believe. So the next area is going to be a little bit of this shoulder, some rays, and lots of tree background. As you can see, some scattered stitches here already. So I've done all for my like monthly homework for magical stitches. I used it in my other games. So this is where I'm gonna stop for a month of June. I know it's not a lot, but it's over 2,000 stitches, so I'm happy with that. And I'm gonna set this aside until July, which is gonna start in 2 days. And I'll show you what I'm grabbing now. So this is what it's gonna be. I'm gonna start today something new, and kashtan translates from Russian as chestnut. So chestnut by like Golden Little Hands company. by translation. So I already had something that is similar to that stitch, but it's not chestnuts. There's like three of the designs that would go well next to each other, but this is more fall pattern, and you can see a little spider coming down in here, and its leaves already getting darker, and the size is 21 by 39 centimeters, so 38 colors in here. And the painter is Natalia Pashkova, and there's the article number if you want, NP004. And I have not opened it yet, and what it says that it was done a package in 2015 December, put it together, and 18th count Ada Zweigart in color, probably is going to be that brownish light. DMC threads included, of course, the needle pattern and instructions how to stitch that. So there is the website if you want to look at some of them more. So I'm gonna pop this open, get it in the frame to stitch, and I'm gonna start. I found the pattern, somebody redone it for my as the XXD, so I can use in the Saga variation. I don't know if it's gonna be correct, so I'm gonna be making sure that what's on the paper here and what's on the electronic version is matching up. And the online version says that it's going to be over 14,000 stitches, which includes back stitching. There's going to be some French knots, so we'll see how it goes. Well, 10 full days is over, and I wanted to show you what I've done. So as you can see, this is supposed to look like, and I started in the middle, and this is what it looks like. Right now it's sort of like a big mess, but when you compare to like a picture, let's see. So this is like a middle part of the chestnut in here, and I already started this leaf and this big leaf right here, so you can kind of imagine the shape of a leaf. And I did almost 2,000 stitches, not fully, but almost. So that's where I'm gonna leave this beautiful whip, and just gonna finish my month with this. So far I'm very happy with how my month ended. I still managed to do a lot of stitching, a little bit less sleep, but I'm very happy with the whole content what I've done. I did a lot of monsters sets in the Magical Stitches School and for other games too, and I moved a total 9 whips during the month. So next month is gonna start like today, because today is what, July 1st, not the June 1st, July 1st, and thinking of adding again 3 or at least 4 new whips this month, new projects, and they're gonna be in different sizes. I haven't decided what exactly I'm gonna be starting, but I might start something new today. Depends of how I'm gonna do the video putting together and editing and putting it online, how long it's gonna take, because as you know, we all have families and lives. So if you have any questions, or if you liked any of the whips, or just want to leave a comment, do so below. I'll be happy to I'll be very happy to read them, and hopefully I'll answer them very quickly. And hope you guys have a nice and cool summer, not too hot, not too cold, and that you're staying safely and healthy and enjoying your craft that brings everybody us joy. So until the next time, this was Jurgita of Magic Pawn Craft saying bye. Ata.